Okay, so you know if it needs to be said, your girl is going to say it. So let's talk politics. A lot of people have been saying, you guys always talk about black and white. You always think it's about black. You always think this. You always think that. Let's break it down. Let's talk about the real. So, first of all, the whole MAGA thing itself, make America great again. America has yet to see its greatness. We're in the process of becoming great. But to say make America great again means to imply that it was great at some point before, and it was not. America was just now becoming great with the election of the first black president, because that meant that really and truly that America was being more diverse, and that was the beginning, and he fought for everything, and it scared the heck out of a lot of people despite his diplomacy, despite his integrity, and white America was terrified. And really, you didn't see anything again in black people that we just went berserk or started mistreating people. Nothing at all, although we have been mistreated. So then you get MAGA in, who wants to try to erase all of history. You cannot erase a part of history without erasing all of it. So it's really ignorant. It's the same way when I talked about credit. When you go out and try to get rid of just the bad credit, you lose good credit too. So in the same thing with history and getting rid of books and getting rid of ideas, you are not making America great. You are sending America back to when they lacked options and when they lacked freedom, and when we lack freedom of speech, thought, and everything. And that's literally what is happening, a little bit at a time. When we say racism, DEI did not really serve and help as many people as they thought, especially as many minorities. When they initially went in and started erasing all the DEI programs, it startled them to see how many white females had really benefited from DEI. And yet, we still have in Texas a governor who is benefiting from DEI, and he refuses to support it. So we need him to not have a ramp to go up in his wheelchair, because that is a part of DEI. So black people have not benefited from all the so-called programs that were out here to for our benefit. We have always had the high road, taken the high road and the hard way to get where we are because of black tax. We know we have to be twice as good to be counted half as well, and we still are underpaid and undervalued. Now, even in the housing market, you know exactly where black neighborhoods and stuff where they lie, because realtors will even direct you and guide you into those areas. Bank of America has a program that will help fund and cover closing costs and down payments in select areas. So now they know that most people of color are the people who need the down payment assistance. So I can control where you live by offering you money. Y'all better come on and wake up. Y'all better get with me. So when we say it's not about race, oh yeah, money is involved, but it's easy to keep a people down that you have always taken all of the freedoms away from anyway. It's easy to target a people who is already operating handicapped when they're supposed to be in the land of the free, when we're supposed to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. As long as that happiness doesn't come and you start thinking you more than, we'll allow you to operate that way or pretend you're operating that way. Do not get me started. So when we say that it is racism, controlling where a people live, controlling what they have access to, trying to erase programs that you thought benefited them. And let's even back up. Let me just back all the way up too. When you saw how many people voted for this man, it let you know that there were a lot of people in America that still carried the stereotypes, the racism, the bigotry. They still carried it, because literally in their mind, and even some Latinos, Hispanics, and Mexicans that thought, oh, this is going to hurt the black people. Really? I'm surprised so many of them voted. The Catholic vote, which a lot of Catholic members are majority Hispanic or brown people, the Catholic came out and voted in droves for this man. And literally, they are the ones who have suffered the most. They have been deported. We've seen this before. You would think at some point that people wouldn't even question black people anymore. They would be like, you know what? They have seen it. We have watched them rise. We have watched them come up. They can tell us they're not making this stuff up. But not until these phones and you have people that recorded the death of George Floyd and others that they start actually believing what we've been saying. So that means you guys have been buying into the stereotype that we lie. No, honey, as you can see, the lies begin in the White House with the people in the White House. And a lot of them don't look like me, so you can take that how you want to. That way you can't come back and say, she said this. Honey, look at the writing is on the wall. I can't make this up. I'm not the one who's out here lying every time you look around. And as soon as he cannot get weasel his way out of something political, all of a sudden there's an attack on his life. Really? A fake attack. Now let me put that in perspective for you. President Obama had 111 different attacks on his life while he was in office, but you didn't hear about them because that's the sign of a real leader, a good leader, is that you do not alarm the people every time something is going on because you cannot control. Once you know something, you cannot control how a person handles what they know. Black America would have lost its mind if we knew all the attacks and knew everything that was going on because we were already afraid for our black president, our first black. So you don't know how much unrest they would have caused. But President Obama, being the leader he is, he did not put us in that position. He allowed us to remain great and to remain free and for everything to be peaceful. He could have easily just allowed the press to report one of them, and it would have caused so much unrest, this country would not have even known how to handle it. But he did not. Meanwhile, this fool in office that you guys voted for, because you didn't want a black woman, you voted for because you didn't want a white woman in office. That fool lets people know all the time because he likes causing the chaos. He likes literally enjoys watching us fight one another when he knows that he is not even worth fighting over or for. So when you say it's not about racism, the economic part of it is what determines and who is at the bottom and has been at the bottom no matter how much we rise and overcome, and that would be black America. So you can say that it's not racially motivated if that's what makes you sleep at night, but it's easy to keep a people down that you've always been controlling anyway, that you've always been had your foot on and that you've always watched. I've said it before and I will say it again in this video. Black Americans are the only people that do not have a drug cartel. We are the only people that have really been pulled up by our own bootstraps. We fight to the finish, we fight for everything we have, and still we rise. I would be afraid of them too, because how are they doing it? Asian Americans, they have drug cartels. They come over with things. And even when they come over, the government gives them things. If they can own a business successfully for 10 years, immigrants, whether they be from India, Asia, any form of Asian, whether it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean, if they can hold the business, then they get citizenship. So they are walking in on benefits that black people didn't even have, and we built what they're walking in on. And then they set up camp in our neighborhoods just to show you how much they buy into it in our neighborhoods. Overpriced, overseasoned, oversalt, sell it back to us, but can shoot us in a heartbeat. Don't forget, her name is Latanya, 11-year-old girl who was shot in the back because they thought she was stealing a canned drink. Make it make sense. I say it all the time. George Floyd, the police came out to George Floyd for something that was a misdemeanor. That at best should have been a report and an investigation on Monday morning. But he died right then and there because that store clerk reported him. And no, he did not look like us. So the writing is on the wall. And this is racially motivated as well as economically.